Hey everybody, welcome back to the game that I'm the best gamer at. The peak gamer. Not like that. I just never lose, mechanically. One of the strongest gamers the world has ever seen. Here I am. I'm so good, they put the item room right next to me. They're like, let's not waste this time. 8 POW. Z70A. You know what? Okay, well that's... Functionally, that's basically an HP upgrade with the chance to reroll it again in the future. So it is an improvement, but we need to make sure that we are manifesting our dreams. We need to put that prayer card on our vision board. You'll love to see the luck upgrade too. Threaded the needle on the shot there quite nicely. Let's go. Okay. I know I didn't use the prayer card to get an Eternal Heart yet. It's because I'm worried we would lose it. So I think we'll just chill out for a bit. And this floor could put us in an amazing position moving forwards. Like, it could give us a huge leg up on the competition. Look at that. Now we could probably go back for the prayer card. But if we're going to go back and reroll anyway, we might as well just chill out. Relax, take our time. That's a wonderful get. That's a wonderful get. Now, just do not forget about it. That's why I'm not bantering right now. It's because I want to make sure I don't forget about the one thing on my to-do list. Sometimes a to-do list with many things is easier to remember than a to-do list with merely one thing. With one thing, you underestimate it. You go, I don't need to worry about that right now, I'll handle it later, it's just one thing. Then you're going to bed and you're like, I feel like I forgot something today. You did. You did. Okay. Surprised, but I was looking at the cartographical situation on this floor, and honestly, it didn't seem like there were too many other locations where a secret room could be possible, so... Hit the reroll on that. Oh my god! A 5 HP? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 HP? On the first floor, no less? Excuse me, that's the second secret room. Unless maybe it could be at the outer edge. It can be at the outer edge of a skinny room. Oh my god! Now is the real question. Do you play the Judgment with 9 cents or do you blow him up? You blow him up. You know why? So we can get 48-hour energy. But no, the real reason is that an arcade would be swell for us right now. Because of the fact that we could play, even if we don't get Blood Bag or IV Bag. Well, let's take it a step back. If we get Blood Bag, we take it. If we get IV Bag, we get a bunch of money out of it, then we re-roll it into another item. Even if we don't get that, we're getting enough money to buy something from the shop. Okay, so this is a severe disappointment. One day, I hope to understand why arcades were nerfed. But perhaps it's just one of those mysteries. Why is the sky blue? Why is water wet? Etc., etc. Range down is pretty irrelevant. There's something, and like, don't get me wrong. The run's going amazing. It's just been like a couple of recent coin flips have not turned out that well, but big whoop, right? Beautiful. There's an interesting phenomenon where competence begets confidence, you know? I was kind of feeling a little 50-50 about my Isaac performances over the past little bit. That's probably a reroll waiting to happen, especially because we have 48-hour energy, so yeet it. I'll take that, actually. The shot speed down is kind of dangerous, but actually it's very dangerous with our low range, but the piercing ability gives us a leg up on the competition for sure. Now we just want to see like Larry Jr. Anyway, we had some somewhat spotty runs. Wasn't feeling that great about my Isaac play. Then we had the keeper run, victory, lost run, victory, lost run, victory. And we're looking at like, I don't know, like 13 wins in a row now. And now I feel like I'm playing better. I feel like, you know, you might think the more you win, the lazier you'd get. I'm like in the opposite position right now. I'm like, the more I win, the better I feel. The more confident I feel about my future chances. It's a beautiful thing. You know who said that originally? Well, I don't know about originally, but the answer is Martha Stewart. Pretty wild to me, Martha Stewart. She's in a new, I don't know if it's in America as well, but she's in a new Subway commercial for Beyond Meatballs. I know that sounds like a comical sentence, but you know what I mean. They're making the meatball sub, but you can get it with Beyond Meat if you choose. Which I support. I know a lot of people, I don't know, so many people are so concerned about the dietary choices of others. If you don't want to eat the Beyond Meat, that's fine. You know, just the fact that it's being sold shouldn't offend you. You should get something else going on in your life. I mean, I'm not going to get the Beyond Meatball sub from Subway either. For a multitude of different reasons. I'm just saying. Okay, hold the front door. It's good. It's good. It's not good, but it's guppy. So I think we will take it. And then we'll take it. And then we'll go, yeah. And we'll go, yeah. We'll become Dark Judas. We'll re-roll. Oh, baby. I kind of wanted to get some HP, but I can definitely live with a tier and shot speed upgrade. But what I was gonna say was not to go off on a rant about people who are very concerned about others' dietary choices online. Who, every time someone's like, can you imagine eating a Beyond Meatball? The phytoestrogens that I always assume. I mean, there's no way they're not a 240-pound bodybuilder with 9% body fat, right? I mean, like, otherwise they wouldn't be talking on the internet like there's some kind of authority. Anyway, I'm mostly surprised. Martha Stewart, you're very lucky. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't necessarily know if Martha Stewart is a good person or a bad person. She seems affable. She seems like she has a good sense of humor. I don't know her as a human being. However, she was convicted of a white-collar crime and incarcerated in the early 2000s. I feel like in today's increasingly class-minded times, thanks to the Korean film Parasite, if you commit a white-collar crime now, your rehabilitation road is going to take a lot longer. Jimmy Carr, Martha Stewart, you picked the right time to knock that out and still be rehabilitated in the public eye. Nowadays, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't come back from it. I'm just saying it might take you a little bit longer. Back in 2003, those are rerolls waiting to happen. Still a reroll waiting to happen. If we only get to pick up one, we do. I'm still gonna pick this up, but I'm gonna go for the reroll rather than the extra HP, and we're gonna reroll that probably as well. Back in 2003, it was mostly like, ha ha ha, Martha Stewart. Allegedly, but also was convicted of doing a rich person crime, of insider trading. Isn't that comical? What a strange situation. Now I think it would be, this is an example of how society is weighted. The rich keep getting richer, and then she gets off with a little slap on the wrist. She'll be out of the joint and doing Subway commercials in the next decade. I mean, a decade's a long time. That's definitely fair. Now, this is a bad time to be doing this, but we're doing it anyway. And I'm just hopeful they wouldn't make me want to reroll this or regret not being able to reroll a deal with the devil. So, I mean, you might not be super stoked about taking Dad's coin, but in this situation, this is one of the very rare times I would actually be stoked to take it. We could use the range upgrade, is really the big reason. Now, we're on 2 or 2.5 hearts, so, you know, in the interest of keeping ourselves alive and well, this would be a swell time for us to pick up another spirit heart from just about any source capable. But this run is like... I'm surprised our DPS is not incredible yet. But we do have other benefits, like... I mean... The big one is obviously Sack Dagger, which we should probably not be using so prodigiously. But oh well. Anyway. That's just random thoughts I have while watching the Canucks game last night. If you live in Canada, there's only like 5 different ads on TV. That's only a slight exaggeration. And I'm being completely sincere. Subway... That's a big one. Another one is Tim Hortons constantly trying to appeal to your Canadian identity while simultaneously firing as many Canadian workers as possible because they're more expensive to hire and gradually moving more and more of its production overseas in order to save money. It's alright, Wayne Gretzky. I'm sure you got the bag for the new commercial. I'm not trying to, you know, put you on blast. I'm sure you're angling for maybe, like, looking for your right time to make a pivot into Canadian politics. And, you know, it's not really any of my business, I suppose. Then, extremely cringy local car dealership ads. And then, very strange, personal injury lawyers. Nothing hits harder than a diamond. Anybody else in Canada? What's weird is that I know that those are not Canadian specific because I grew up watching, like... I grew up in southern Ontario, more or less. I mean, it was like eastern Ontario, but, I mean, it's close to the U.S. border, at least. So I was watching a lot of, like, you know, Syracuse, New York, Watertown, New York TV. And I've still got the... jingle stuck in my head from the personal injury lawyers. The heavy hitters are all you need. Call 1-800-10-1333. There's a lot of Canadian ads. Sleep Country Canada, and then, statistically speaking, about 10% of the audience watching this video just went, why buy a mattress anywhere else? Or, you know, it's Door Crasher Fridays at the Brick. Purchase a TV you can't afford. Make no payments until 2024. If you ever miss a payment, we'll take your house. Nobody beats the Brick. That and an alarming rise in private market home refinance loans, which scares the crap out of me as someone who has seen The Big Short. So these ads pop up on TV. And they're like, if you own your own home, we'll give you a loan, no questions asked. I think that's something you should be concerned with, to be honest. You know, I understand that there would be a market for no questions asked loans where, you know, if you have bad credit, you can still secure some financing. But sometimes, I think, and by sometimes, I mean every time, I think asking some questions at the time of a loan helps reassure not only the loaner, but the loanee. Like, for example, here's a good question for you. Can you afford to pay this back? That's a good one. Another one is, what are you using the money for? I don't trust any organization that would loan you money without asking what it's for. That's a question that should be asked. Because how are you operating a business? I'm not saying your business is gonna fail. I'm rather... We'll just take this for now. Yeah, that's fine. I'm rather suggesting there might be some kind of predatory nature to it. Where there's like, you know... Hey, you're making so much money hand over fist that you don't even care if the loan is repaid. In fact, you might actually prefer if it isn't. What is the money used for is really good. You know? If you're like, hey, I'm gonna use the money to open... a Starbucks franchise. Here's the map of the city right now. Here's where other coffee shops are located. Historically, you know, here's how Starbucks have performed. Here's how Starbucks have performed in these particular neighborhoods. And, you know, here's the operating expenditures, the upfront costs for the first year, the variable costs, etc., etc. See? That's good. If you're like, I don't know, man, I've been watching a lot of HGTV, and I thought it would be cool to replace the sink in my bathroom with a double sink, because their Love It or List It is always talking about how much value a double sink has. I would probably, if I were a bank, I would be like, I'm not gonna give you money for that. It seems like you're spending money and not making money. I would innately distrust any organization that was like, oh, send it, dude, that's a great idea. Who doesn't like a double sink? Anyway, the point is, I don't work in finance, so I don't necessarily know that what I'm saying here has any merit whatsoever. I'm just throwing it out there. That's what it's like to watch TV in Canada. That and advertisements for American businesses I've never experienced. Like, for example, Long John Silver's. Or the Arby's $5 fill-up. Yesterday was our day off. So I gotta tell you, let's not talk much about TikTok, okay? But I edited it down in Forza Eliminator. I got a kill, which is not something that happens ever in that game. You can eliminate people in head-to-head racing, but literally what happened this time is a man just got too close to the circle. You know, the storm, if you want to put it in Fortnite terms. And I just, you know, rammed him, and he went into the circle and got killed. I edited that down into a little video for TikTok. It went pseudo-viral. Not super viral, pseudo-viral. Had 101,000 views as of the time of this recording. So I was joking with Kate. I was like, you know, we were out getting lunch, and it was a popular and trendy restaurant, so we had to wait in line for like half an hour. And I was like, geez, Kate, I hope I don't get recognized. She's like, why would you get recognized? She keeps it real. She keeps me grounded. And I said, well, you know, I had that TikTok that went viral. And she was like, oh, come on. This is ridiculous. I swear to God, while we were in line, there was a group of 2 people behind us. And the guy said, this was like 5 minutes later. He said, are you Northernlion? And I said, yeah. But he didn't recognize me from the TikTok. Because if he did, he would have called me the official Northernlion. He said, just yesterday, I watched your video on that Xbox pinball game. And I said, oh, Demon's Tilt. And he said, yeah. And he said, I like your work. And I said, thank you. It was a very nice, cordial interaction. And I hope if you're watching this, you had a good tonkatsu. It was, it's worth the wait. You know, I've been to that place a few times. I mean, I'll just tell you, if you're a lower mainland dweller, there's a restaurant called Saku. They serve, you know, breaded pork cutlet. Hold on, where the heck, there it is. And, you know, it's also called donkatsu, if you're familiar. It is, a great restaurant, but it is always insanely busy and is highly Instagrammable. But it's worth it. I've told you many times, I do not mind waiting for a restaurant. As long as I have the momentum, you know, as long as I'm like, we're here and we will eat within the next hour, doesn't bother me. But if you look at the reviews for any restaurant with a line on like Yelp or Zomato or whatever, there's always like 10 dudes who I just don't understand. Hold on. 48-hour energy era. Okay, hold on. You take... hold on. Hold the front door, dude. Also, I think we swallowed the left hand, which is horrible for us. I am a fool. Pick up Yera. Here's how we do this. Pick up Yera. Double 48-hour energy. And then be very selective. 48-hour energy. This could be a big swing for us. But there's always like... Nah. Okay, that should be Bookworm, which is nice. There's always some dudes who will, like, go to a restaurant that has a serious lineup, and then they'll hit it with, like, a 2-star review and be like, I don't understand why I would wait here for 20 minutes when I could just as easily go to the Tim Hortons across the street. Then go to the Tim Hortons across the street. The restaurant is not for you, sir. There's a reason it's busy, and sometimes, I'll admit, I've been to some restaurants where I'm like, this has a line and I don't understand it. But most of the time, oh, reroll that. Ah! Such terrible rerolls. We probably should have just... yeah. Okay, I got an idea. We're going to try to just go to the boss fight now. What's the point of having Forget Me Now? It's not... I don't want to get your hopes up. It's not to get out of boss rush, although I suppose that is an option for us. I'm thinking we're closing in on the optical end of this run. It wouldn't be necessarily an ill-advised idea to simply use this on the chest. But I don't know where we're going anymore because we have the most fun curse in the game right now. I'm a waiter. I don't mind. I feel a great every time I'm in Japan, I feel like Japan and Canada have more cultural similarities than you would expect, perhaps. And one of them is that both cultures are great at lining up. Canadians respect... I didn't mean to pick it up. Canadians respect the sanctity of the line. Yeah, let's do it. Sometimes I'm going to level with you. I think that people in Japan actually admire the line. I think they edify the line and consider the line to be a to be some kind of holy site. I don't go that far. I don't fetishize the line. I don't idolize the line. Okay, this you know what? I'm glad we had time to discuss non-Isaac related things, because the end of this run could be a little Isaac related. We have great killing power. We do also have a couple of problems. I forgot Cricket's body is a range down on top of the range downs we've already had. The real problem is that I think Seven Seals is legitimately... How long has it been since we saw this, dude? Seven Seals is just legitimately not something we care to see right now. But that's my bad. I walked into it by accident. It's not like it was hoisted or foisted upon us. Alright, we're probably good now. Not all cultures respect the line. And I'm not even passing judgment on that necessarily. You go some places, people will try to cut in front of you. Or they'll have one person grab a spot in line, and then 40 people come in afterwards. And they're like, hey, thanks for saving my spot. Thanks for saving my spot. Thanks for saving my spot. Thanks for There is unwritten rules, okay? I don't really know them, but I know when they're being, like, broken. One person can save a spot in line for one person. Two people can save a spot in line for two other people. If you're a party of four, two people can occupy that line spot. I think you gotta have half the people there. That's my current take on the subject. But I haven't really puzzled it out yet. We're guppy? Let's go! I wasn't expecting to have to think about it, okay? Alright, well, everything worked out very nicely for us. We will leave. Alright, I mean this, it was set, it got scary, and then it got set again. Could you ask for anything more? I don't believe so. 16 damage. Well, there is one thing we could ask for. A range upgrade would be very nice. And I would love to be able to somehow get rid of the left hand now, but it's literally not possible. So what'd you do on your day off, NL? Except for go to this restaurant and brag about getting recognized? No, it wasn't like that, okay? I mean, I did get recognized and go viral in the same weekend. I'm not trying to say, like, it's a big deal or whatever, but, like, you know. We're coming up in the world is all. Hey! You know, on second thought, no thank you. We bought an aerator to fix our own sink and did it. And by we, I mean Kate did it 100%. I'm not trying to piggyback off of that kind of glory. It's really like I didn't do too much, to be honest. Just had a relaxing day at home, you know. We've been and this is braggadocious. I'm not complaining. We've been snowboarding 2 Saturdays in a row, and you know both of those were big learning experiences for me that were almost, I don't want to call them work, but they weren't relaxing necessarily. They were more like, you know, they were active days. So I really needed a Saturday where I just kind of chilled out. I edited a little trailer for today's Sunday stream that came together, and you know, that's about it. Just a nice little day of extreme relaxation. You got him. I can't complain, but I'm excited. I'm ready to get back to... I mean, again, as said many times... Right, we don't... I was like, something feels familiar about that sound. Ah, yes, it's our third deal with the devil. You know, this start of January has been a little busy for me. I'm excited to get back down to being in the routine, you know? Didn't go to the gym this week because there was ice on the roads. The ice is now off the roads. I can go back to the gym. So important that, you know, you get like... breaking a habit, whether positively or negatively, it's like buying meat from the grocery store, you know? If you're like, oh, you know, you buy some ground beef from the grocery store. Let's say that's like your New Year's resolution if you're going to go to the gym 4 times a week, okay? If you don't go on the first day, that's fine. You know, you've already set the resolution. You don't have to go on the first day. I mean, maybe you'd get your gym membership on a Monday, but really, like, Tuesdays are your good day to start working out. That's fine. Then you wake up on Tuesday and you're like, I don't really know if I'm feeling it today. Maybe I could just order DoorDash instead. You're not screwed, but, you know, you should really use that ground beef within the next day or so. Else you're going to find yourself a little spoiled. You're going to be like, ew, why did I ever buy this ground beef in the first place? I didn't need this ground beef. I don't even like ground beef. You know, you gotta capitalize when the energy's high, I think. So you can't let yourself sit on it too long. We've been cooking a lot more. I think I've mentioned it, but like, I mean, there's actually like 4 reasons why we've been cooking a lot more. One of them is we ordered delivery a lot at the end of 2019 because we spent 12 weeks moving for whatever reason. Let me just say, now that our move is completely done and our landlord, you know, our old landlord has given us our security deposit back and like everything's hunky-dory in that regard, the next time we move, if we move, which right now I'm like never, but you know, easily could happen. Don't do, or the next time you move even, don't do what we did. We thought, oh, we'll do a leisurely move. And, you know, we have like 6 weeks to get everything done. Packed a little slowly, moved a few things over daily. Don't do this. My honest to goodness advice, it sounds nice, but what you should do instead is just get it all done in 1 to 2 days. Like 1 weekend. Because what I thought was, hey, we'll move like an hour a day, and by the end of it, we'll have moved without actually having felt like we suffered at all. You know, we won't feel like we were ever busy. The way it actually turned out was that it felt like we were busy every single day because we always had some more to do. So I would really just recommend My advice for moving, and I mean, I've moved a lot in my life, but mostly it was my parents doing the brunt of the work, you know? And then, like, the times when I moved earlier in my adult life, I didn't own anything. You know, I didn't own any furniture. It's like when I moved from my dorm into a student house, all the furniture belonged to the dorm, so we just kept it. When I moved student houses, I just moved, like, my bed and my desk, and my clothes. That's basically it. This was really, like, one of my first big adult moves. I'm telling you, get it all done as early as possible. Anyway, I guess I'll talk about cooking in the next episode. For now, thanks for watching. What are we at here? 15 wins in a row. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!